Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waharakah Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out there told in this truth. And shalom to the few sisters, the Akwatium, that listen and learn in silence. To all of you, I say shalom. I'm the brother Pathaka Mas, GMS Dallas. I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I'm going to simply entitle this, The Day That Shall Burn Like an Oven is Fast Approaching. The day that shall burn like an oven is fast approaching, man. You know what I'm saying? And these people are asking for that, man. You know what I'm saying? With all the folly and madness going on in this place, man. You know, the remixes of the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? The names. You know, you got camps out here tripping out. Jake is through, man. You know, Jake's still talking shit. You know, these females. You know, the beloved elder down in South Carolina, Manata Zakba, you know, he does countless lessons, you know, showing these how Jake is going off these females and, you know, just coming up against this thing, against this truth, man. Which is the only thing that makes any sense, man. Everything else is bugged out. You know what I'm saying? But Jake is man, Jake just ain't got it, man. Jake is through, bro. Jake is through. So at the end of the day, Jake is playing, but the Most High is not, man. You know, that's why that day is coming, man. The day that shall burn like an oven is fast approaching. You know what I'm saying? These people are begging for death. They begging to be deleted. You know what I'm saying? Playing games, and the Most High ain't playing. You know, so I simply wanted to, you know, go into that. So I typed into Google, you know, World War III update, you know, today, just to get an idea of things that are happening right now. You know what I'm saying? As far as World War III, which is that final war, that final battle, Armageddon or Armageddon in the Hebrew, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is what AI Overview gave me. It says, as of early February 2026, concerning Katsalaki, concerns regarding a major escalation in global conflict remain high. So everything is high, man. You know, these nations are on alert, high alert. You know, everybody's preparing, you know, because, you know, we're getting to the point of this thing actually going down. It's prophecy, you know, it's in the scriptures. You know, those 3 world wars are prophesied in the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they are going to happen because the Lord tells you in Isaiah 55:11 that his word is not going, that he sends out is not going to return to him void, but it's going to accomplish the thing whereto he sends it, Salakia, and it's going to prosper in the thing whereto he sends it, you know, roughly paraphrasing. But it says, yeah, those conflicts are high. So it says, driven primarily by the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, rising tensions in the Middle East, and increasing friction in the Arctic. So all of these major things are happening in the earth right now, man. So, and I'm gonna go into the summary. Gave a little summary of things. So it says NATO, you know, it says Russia tensions and Eastern flank. It says the Institute for the Study of War, ISSW or ISW. It says reported that Moscow is intensifying covert actions against Europe, with the Russian balloons recently entering airspace over Lithuania and Poland from Belarus. In response, NATO is heavily reinforcing its eastern flank, and several nations are strengthening border defenses. You know, so these nations are making moves, and other nations are preparing, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, here's another one, Ukraine war and peace negotiation. It says, as of early February 2026, reports indicate that while heavy fighting and Russian drone attacks continue, there have been recent high-level trilateral peace talks involving Ukraine, Russia, and the U.S. in Abu Dhabi. However, these talks have been described as difficult, with no major issues unresolved. And they're not going to be resolved, man. with no major issues unresolved. So these things are not going to be resolved, man. You know, we're in a time of this devil's downfall and destruction, man. Esau's time is up. His kingdom is over. His kingdom is through. This place is going down. You know, their rulership is finished, man. Esau is the end of the world. We're at that. We're there, man. This is the end of these devil's world, man. You know, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. You know, the Israelites. You know, the kingdom of heaven being established on earth, and it will be right here on earth. Matthew 6:10. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, because there's perfect righteousness and order in the heavens that's going to be established in the earth by way of the rod, man. You know what I'm saying? So we'll keep it going. Here's another one that says nuclear treaty status, you know, because these devils haven't come to another arms agreement, nuclear arms agreement. It says the New START nuclear arms deal has expired, leaving the world in uncharted territory regarding nuclear weapons management. Reports suggest that the U.S. and Russia have been in discussion regarding a new deal, but with mixed signals on progress. Yeah, it ain't going down, man. You know what I'm saying? This thing is not finna stop, man. You know what I'm saying? World War III is imminent and it's here, man. You know what I'm saying? Arctic security, European NATO partners, including the UK, France, and Germany, have initiated Operation Arctic Endurance to increase their presence in Greenland, citing rising security risk in the region. So yeah, they finna get ready to, you know, that's gonna be a thing. You know, that whole Greenland thing. You know, with Trump trying to take Greenland. You know what I'm saying? They trying to keep that place sovereign, man. It says the Middle East escalation, which there is no Middle East. You know what I'm saying? Like the elder Malcolm, or the beloved elder, always makes the point. I think it's Western Asia. You know what I'm saying? It says the conflict involving Iran, Israel, and the U.S. continues to show volatility, with reports of coordinated strikes weakening Iranian proxy networks, fueling concerns of a wider regional conflict. Yup. All these things, man. Doomsday clock is, you know, recently, you know, they took it down to 85 seconds, which it says it right there, 85 seconds to midnight, reflecting the high ongoing risk of global catastrophe. So it's about to, hey man, it's about to go down, bro. There was actually was it this? I'm gonna click on this real quick. So like, let me see something real quick. There was something that I wanted to. There was a video, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. But you know, this stuff moves around, and you know, and I can't remember exactly which one it was. I don't know if it was that one. Let me try this one. Maybe with this one. Nah, it ain't that one either. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not gonna keep, you know, messing around with. Let's see. Hold on. This world on the edge. How close are we to World War III? It's very close. Doomsday clock. So, you know, but it is what it is. But that just, again, you know, alert is high. You know, things are moving. You know, the war drums are beating. You know, it's about to go down soon, man. You know what I'm saying? Real soon. And Jake playing games, man. You know what I'm saying? So without any further ado, let's get into the scriptures, man. You know, I don't want to make this too long. So, as the title reflects, the day that shall burn like an oven is fast approaching. So let's just get that real quick. Malachi 4:1 is where, you know, is where I got that from. This is Malachi 4 and verse 1. And it reads, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh Shai of armies, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. And anybody that knows, hell, especially the ancient ovens, man, they got very hot, man. You know what I'm saying? But you can even take one of the modern day ovens, man, you know, and turn that bad boy up to the highest degree and let it get hot to its hottest point, and then try to get in it and see if you can withstand, or how long you can withstand. You You know what I'm saying? Not very long. And that's nothing compared to the fire, the degree, the temperature, the you know, the tempest, the wind, everything that's the thermonuclear missiles, that destruction is going to bring. Hey, that ain't really even nothing, but that just goes to show you can't withstand that, man. Let's know what the Lord is about to bring, and Jake playing, man. They're not even ready for this, man. You know, y'all ain't ready for this. But anyway, let's drop down because that day that's going to burn like an oven is coming. I'm going to just drop down real quick. This is verse 5. It says, behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. That's that great and dreadful day, that day that's going to burn like an oven, man. You know what I'm saying? He said he was going to send Elijah, the prophet, before that, which Elijah has been here, if you can receive it, by way of a man by the name of Abba Bivens, man, you know, who is also John the Baptist, if you can receive it. You know what I'm saying? Which he had the same job, you know. They both did the same thing, you know, which I'm going to read what they did. Here's verse 6. Malachi 4:6, it says, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse, you know. And that's exactly what's happening. The Lord is smiting this place with the curse of destruction, man, you know. But yeah, that's what they both performed. John the Baptist did this during his time, his tenure, and in these times Elijah did that. In these times, he says he's gonna send you Elijah, you know, which who did that? Abba Bivens, man. You know, that's why we have this knowledge and the whole remnant returning and all of these prophets, everything happening, you know, by way of this knowledge, this truth. It came from that, you know. So yeah, man, he's obviously has to be this person right here, you know what I'm saying, that fulfilled this, man, you know what I'm saying. So, but hey, it is what it is. You can receive it, you know. If not, hey, it is what it is, man. But yeah, the Lord ain't playing games, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it going. We're gonna get another one. This is let's go to the New Testament, 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, and we're gonna start at verse 3 and read down. You know, so I'm gonna read quite a bit in this particular chapter. You know, and as you can see in the heading, it says the coming of the day of the Lord, which is where we are, man. And you know, and you got Jake doing these very things, man, playing games. So that's why I wanted to start right here. 2 Peter 3:3, it says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. And you have that. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? As a matter of fact, you know what? I want to read this in the NLT. Let me get this in the NLT. Salakia. Man, I'm tripping. Bibles. Nope. Let's go to the NLT. I think I'm going to read the rest of these in the NLT. This is 2 Peter 3 and verse 3 in the NLT, and it reads, most importantly, I want to remind you that in the last days, scoffers will come, mocking the truth and following their own desires. Yeah, those pernicious ways that the scriptures speak of. You know, their bellies, you know. It says they will say what happened to the promise that Yahushua is coming again from before the times of our ancestors. Everything has remained the same since the world was first created. Yup, and that's exactly why what's about to happen, because it happened before, man. The Lord, you know, the wickedness and evils of men, you know, and the Lord got tired of it. He got fed up. And what did he do? He flooded the earth, man. You know, water. We're just going to go into it. So let's just keep reading. Verse 5, it says, they deliberately forget the power, forget that the Most High made the heavens and by the word of his command, Salakia, and he bought the earth out from the water and surrounded it with water. Then he used the water to destroy the ancient world with a mighty flood. Exactly. You know, and the same thing is about to happen in these times, called the same things now that happened back then is happening now. That's why the scriptures say, as in the days of Noah shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. Son of Man, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. They keep marrying, giving into marriage, chilling, you know, having parties and shit, and just mirth, man. You know, nothing but mirth, you know, which if you were wise, you'd be in the house of mourning, man, because we not with this crap. We're not with this place like that, man. You know, come out of her, my people. We've come out of this place, man. The ways, you know, the mentality, you know what I'm saying? The spirit of this place. So it says, verse 7, it says, and by the same word, the present, Salakia, and by the same word, the present heavens and earth have been stored up for fire. They are being kept for the day of judgment when ungodly people will be destroyed. Exactly, man. That day that's about to burn like an oven, man. You know, this time it's going to be fire. You know, first time it was water, which the Lord said he wasn't going to flood the earth by water anymore. That's why he, you know, the whole rainbow, you know, which these demons have taken over like it's theirs, you know. But so this time it's going to be by fire, man, you know. So we're going to jump down to verse 10 and start from verse 10. 2 Peter 3 and 10, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as unexpectedly as a thief. Yeah, it's going to catch a lot of people slipping. Then the heavens will pass away with a terrible noise, them thermonuclear missiles, that destruction, and and the very elements themselves will disappear in fire. And elements is everything, man. You know, everything: cars, houses, buildings, sidewalk, trees, people, animals, everything. You know, everything. That's the elements. You know, all the crap that this devil, the chemtrails and things that this nigga is putting in the air and in the water, all the poisons and the GMO food, all of that, man. Everything is finna disappear, like it just said. You know, will disappear in fire, and the earth and everything on it will be found to deserve judgment. Yep, other than the elect, man. You know, it says, verse 11, since everything around us is going to be destroyed like this, what holy and godly lives should you live? Thus said the Lord, you know what I'm saying, to the best of your ability. You know what I'm saying? Rehearsing those righteous acts, like it says in Judges 5 and 11, man. It says, you know, being brotherly, alms giving, you know, all the different things, you know, calling on the names, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, which are the names, you know what I'm saying? Praying, watching, you know, come on, man, you know, and living thus said the Lord to the best of your ability, having that faith, man, you know. It says, verse 12, it says, looking forward to the day of the Most High and hurrying it along. On that day, he will set the heavens on fire and the elements will melt away in the flames. There it is, man. And we're close to this day right here. That's that day that shall burn like an oven. It's approaching fast, man. You know, you're going to put the heavens on fire. Now, the heavens, you know, like I said, he's going to burn the chemtrails out the air, which is one heaven. He finna destroy this place with this and this current rulership, which is another heaven. You know, that's why it says heavens, plural. You know, but it says, but we are looking forward to the new heavens and new earth. He has promised a world filled with the Most High's righteousness. Exactly, man. And that's what we're looking for. Again, Matthew 6 and 10. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's going to be established in the earth again by way of the rod, like I just before mentioned, you know, previously mentioned, you know, and yeah, the Most High's righteousness, you know, that's the law, statutes, commandments being established throughout the earth. That's why in Isaiah the 2nd chapter and Micah the 4th chapter, it goes into it. You know what I'm saying? How these nations gonna come up to the God, but roughly paraphrasing, to the God of Israel, Salakia, the God of Jacob, to learn their ways, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is righteousness. You know, that's coming in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, so yeah, these are the things that's coming. That fire is coming, man. As a matter of fact, the Most High said he was gonna empty the earth. When you read in Isaiah, let's get that real quick. Isaiah 24 and verse 1. It says the destruction of the earth. There it is. And he's not going to destroy the earth. The earth's not going to be destroyed. Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter in verse 4, the earth abideth forever. You know what I'm saying? And he also created it to be inhabited. So, you know, and of course, Ecclesiastes 4 and 16, there's no end to all the people. None of these things are going to go away. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, it's going to go into it. There's going to be people left. It's Isaiah 24 and 1. It says, look, but I want to make the point that the Lord he's not going to destroy his creation. He's not going to destroy the earth. He's going to destroy within the earth. He destroys within his earth. That's what's going on. So it says, Isaiah 24:1, it says, look, the Lord is about to destroy the earth and make it a vast wasteland. He devastates the surface of the earth and scatters the people. There it is. He devastates the surface. You know, he's not going to destroy the earth. He destroys within the earth. And then we're going to drop down to verse 6 and get to the point. It's Isaiah 24:6. It says, therefore a curse consumes the earth, which is the thermonuclear destruction, and the chariots gonna get busy too. That's a curse that goeth forth over the whole of the face of the whole earth. They gonna bring fire as well, man. So it says, therefore a curse consumes the earth. Its people must pay the price for their sin. They are destroyed by fire, and only a few are left alive. So it's gonna be everybody. Everybody ain't gonna get deleted. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some left, but very few, man. The Lord's about to empty the earth. You know what I'm saying? Which is the mission of these devils, which again goes back to the Lord, man. You know, that whole thing with the Georgia Godstones. Yeah, the Lord has these devils in that spirit. It's because the Lord wants to get rid of these wicked ass people, man. Deservingly so. So let's get one more real quick, and then we'll bring this this lesson to a close. Like I said, I don't want to be too long, and that's making the point that fire is coming. The day that shall burn like an oven is fast approaching, man. You know, we saw the AI overview and went into the breakdown of things that are happening in the earth as far as World War III, while Jake is playing, and they're going to get caught slipping like that thief in the night, man. This is Ezekiel 22, and I'm going to read verse 20 and 21, because this is what the Lord about to do to these people. Ezekiel 22 and 20. Lord forbid, and Lord willing, I'm not a part of that. It says, just as copper, iron, lead, and tin are melted down in the furnace, I will melt you down in the heat of my fury. Verse 21, I will gather you together and blow the fire of my anger upon you. That's what's going to happen. As a matter of fact, let's read that in the KJV real quick, just to, you know, because I like how it reads in the KJV. Ezekiel 22 and 20, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Verse 21, yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. So the Lord is getting ready to melt people. That day, the day that shall burn like an oven is fast approaching. So, hey, it's time to stop playing. You know what I'm saying? So with that, hopefully this was edifying to the elect. Giving all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. And peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath Shah Dawadat. Shalom.